Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. My name is Nicole and this is The Simplistic Home, and here on my channel I share all things simple living, affordable decorating, and thrifting. And in today's video I am filling this video with so much Christmas DIY inspiration. There are so many things to choose from. So I'm going to be showing you guys what the product looks like now finished and then how we went about the process of getting it to look that specific way. So I have tons here. Like I said, we're just going to go ahead and dive right in with my favorite, and that is dried orange garland. So this year I'm incorporating tons of just natural elements that bring in that festive feel, and I really wanted to do dried orange garland. I think this is just a beautiful way to bring in that natural element. It smells amazing, it's very affordable, and it's just stunning. So I went kind of the easy route, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I know there is a method to clearly dry the oranges yourself. You can bake them in the oven and dry them that way. From what I've read, it takes hours and hours, like anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours, and you have to flip them consistently and whatnot, which is totally fine. I just know with my particular lifestyle, I have several little ones running around and things just get kind of chaotic, kind of fast. There's always multitasking. So I didn't want to add in another just thing to worry about. Again, this is just my preference for my lifestyle and how it works. So I went to Amazon and I purchased a bag of dried oranges. You literally, it's the exact same thing as what you would get if you did it yourself. I purchased my bag from Amazon and it saved me just a ton of time, but I still made the garland myself. So these are so beautiful. Like, look at the rich color. They are absolutely stunning. So what you're going to do to make this garland, you're going to get your dried oranges. Once you do that, you are going to need some scissors, some kind of cord. You can use jute or just a thin cord. I ended up buying cord from the Dollar General. It came in just a small pack for only $1, so it was very inexpensive. And you're simply just going to take a sewing needle. Once you tie that cord around the needle, you're just going to weave it in and out of the oranges. So the trick to making this look very pretty is to, whenever you're making the garland, you want to face the side that you want to see, like from hanging from the mantle or wherever that is, whatever side that you're wanting to see of the orange, like whatever is your favorite look, you want to face that towards you, and you're going to weave the needle in and out that way. So the cord, as you guys can see, this is the front of the garland. You guys are looking at the front right now. So the only place that you see the string is in between the oranges. On the back, it will look like this, where you have woven it in and out. So you will see the string on this side, if that makes sense. So it's, again, extremely simple. It is not time consuming at all once your oranges are dried, and you just weave it in and out. So I am hanging this year on my fireplace mantle. I'm also hanging it above my kitchen window, and I absolutely love it. It is stunning. Again, I love the vibrant color. I love that it's natural. I've also just taken just little slices of the dried oranges and placed them in vignettes and things like that. I think it is stunning. You can also make ornaments out of this. I haven't made any ornaments yet, but I'm planning to. I think it would be so pretty just to hang some on your tree. You can tie a ribbon to it. These are just beautiful, and I think it's just a really unique piece. It just gives me that nostalgic kind of traditional Christmas vibe, and that's definitely what I'm going for this year. And another garland that I made is cranberry garland. Let me grab it and show you what it looks like. So this is the cranberry garland. It is fresh cranberries. I love the color variation. There's some lighter ones, darker ones. There's just a bunch of different red and kind of like a, I don't know, cranberry color, obviously, and some pinks in there as well. But you do this the exact same way. You just take your fresh cranberries, so you don't even have to worry about drying them or anything like that. The only downfall is that, from what I have read and whatnot, if you use fresh cranberries, they only stay good for like anywhere from 5 to 7 days. So if this is something that you're wanting to keep around all season long, this will be something that you will have to make consistently in order to keep the freshness. You can also dry them out and just let them, you know, toss it at the end of the season if you just kind of let it do its own thing. But I really love the fresh, like vibrant look. I think these are beautiful. But again, you do the exact same thing. You're going to just simply take your cord with your needle and just stick it through each cranberry. This is a little more time consuming than the oranges, only because they're a little bit smaller. So obviously you use more of them. But other than that, that's all there is to it. It is so easy. They smell so fresh. I love them. Again, I'm placing these on my fireplace mantle and putting them together, and the colors together are just beautiful. I absolutely love this, especially when you tie in like greenery and like pine and different things like that. It's stunning. So highly recommend making these. This is also something that you can do every single year with your family. If you have kids, grandkids, anything like that, you can simply just pick a day where you guys get together, gather around the table, get your dried oranges and your fresh cranberries, make garlands, make ornaments, all the things. I think these are just stunning and highly recommend. Definitely going to be a tradition in our home. This next one is another fun one, and again, super simple, and it is this antique nutcracker. So I ended up finding the just plain wood, raw wood nutcrackers at Hobby Lobby. They were very inexpensive. This tall one here is originally, I believe, $9.99 and then half off $5. And then I also got these tiny little nutcrackers. These came in a pack of 5. I want to say they were $5 as well. And yeah, you can't beat the price. So what you're going to do to get this really antiqued, kind of vintagey look, this is just so beautiful, you are going to spray paint these black to get this specific look. You can literally spray paint them any color and then take the antique gold rub and buff and rub it on there. But from my experience, I have just found that spray painting them black first makes all the difference and gives them that really antique look. So that was actually a tip that my mom gave me whenever she was using the rub and buff on just different things, and it really does do the job. So I spray painted both of these black first, and then you simply just take the antique gold rub and buff and literally do what it says, rub it on there. So you can either use your fingers, a towel, you can use a dry brush. I just took a dry paintbrush, dipped it in the rub and buff, and literally just went to town on this thing. There was no specific method at all. This is something that you can literally make in like 2 minutes, no joke. Once you spray paint it and the spray paint dries, the rub and buff look is like a very short amount of time of a process. So I absolutely love how these look. These will be so, so pretty, just styled on a console table, on a mantle, literally anywhere. You can put them in a hutch like I have behind me. This would also be cute if you wanted to do like a little centerpiece with them, something like that on your table. But I just think that these are just so cute, and I love that they come in different sizes. So again, this can be the same way. I've also seen where people have taken these smaller ones here and they have added like a little hook to the top and make garland out of these. So that's really cute, and also hang them on ornaments. I also saw something on Instagram which was really neat. I can't remember what the account was, otherwise I would share it with you guys, but they took these mini nutcrackers, and I think they just did them like a stained wood look, but they hot glued like little napkin rings to the back of them, just like plain ones, and used the whole thing as a napkin ring. So you had little nutcracker napkin rings. If I could figure out where that was, I will definitely share the account. But I just think these are so cute. But the magic in all of this is the rub and buff. I promise you, it is so awesome. Leading me on to my next DIY. So if you guys like the Target dollar spot, you know, every year they typically come out with like the little ceramic trees for $1. They have them $3, just depending on the size that you buy. And last year I ended up buying like a few different mini ceramic trees that were $1. So anyway, I wanted to give them a facelift this year nonetheless. And so this is the tree after the fact. It's kind of hard to tell, but it does have more of a kind of, I don't know, just more of a rustic look and a little bit of a glam look. It just has some shimmer there, but I painted these. I wanted them to be more of an ivory. So I took ivory spray painted them, waited until they dried, and again, took that rub and buff and just rubbed it on there. So I don't know how well you guys can tell that from the color, but it is just so pretty. And I actually have one styled in my hutch now next to a little reindeer. But if you love this look, you can style a bunch of them. You can take the larger ones, do the same thing, and you can just kind of make a little village with them. This would be super pretty if you wanted to put like some twinkle lights behind them. It'll kind of shimmer off of that gold look. I think that would be stunning. But this is a very inexpensive way to kind of give your old decor a facelift. And I just think that this is really pretty. Again, super simple. All you need is spray paint and rub and buff. That is it. Again, if you have any little trees sitting around that you just don't love anymore, give them a good spray paint, give them a facelift with the rub and buff, and you're good to go. Okay, next up I'm going to be showing you guys some more ornaments that I made. So I was really wanting to incorporate just more like again, natural rustic look, but also add in those brassy kind of golden elements as you guys have seen. And I wanted to make some ornaments that kind of had that look, but I don't want to spend the money on them. They kind of had some similar at Hobby Lobby, but they were glass. Glass ornaments aren't going to work in my house. I have a 5, 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. It's just not a thing. So just not a thing in my home. So I wanted to take it upon myself to make my own. And I ended up making these. So I have black, and this one is more of a taupey color, and this one is ivory. I don't know if you guys can see the color kind of popping through there. So these are stunning, especially when you put like different colored ribbon on there. This year I'm using like a cranberry red velvet ribbon in my home. I also have a coppery ribbon and then kind of like an evergreen color ribbon. It's very pretty and it pops perfectly with these tones that we're going for. So what you're gonna do to make these, you're going to pick 3 different spray paint colors, and this is if you want to mix and match. You don't have to do that. You can simply pick the same color if you want to. But I chose black. I also chose a taupey color and then an ivory color. This was just matte spray paint that I found at Walmart. Nothing fancy at all. So just go to Walmart, pick out your favorite spray paint, you're good to go. You're going to spray paint your ornaments, and then as soon as you spray paint them, when they're still wet obviously, you're going to take baking soda, and you're going to, you can either brush it on there, you can kind of pour it on there, kind of sprinkle it on there, do it however you want. There's literally no right or wrong way of doing this. It simply just depends on how you want them to look at the end. So for me, I just wanted a little bit of texture, and I just poured them on the top of the bulb whenever my bulb was standing up, and just let it sit there until the bulb was totally dry. And then I just took my hands and dusted it off and like rubbed it all over. So for this black one, for example, you can see where the bottom and like the sides of these are textured with the baking soda, and then on the top it's a little more smooth, but you can't really tell, like there's no color variation, it's just a texture variation. So again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this, but I think these are absolutely stunning. And then as far as the topper goes, you can spray paint it whatever color you want to match. I just went with a golden color because it just goes with the vibe that I'm going for this year and the rest of my decor. But these are so pretty, super fun to make. Again, not time consuming at all. If you have old ornaments, you can do the same thing. You don't have to go out and buy new. These were just clear ornaments that I bought from Hobby Lobby in like a pack, super inexpensive. But if you have old ornaments you just want to give a facelift to, again, spray paint them, add some baking soda, rub it off, and do the rub and buff. That was the last one that I did. The last technique was the rub and buff. So again, take that dry brush, rub it all over however you want. Wherever you start the rub and buff, it's going to be a little brighter, and then obviously it kind of fades as you smear it around. But these are beautiful. The black is probably my favorite, but then I also love this taupey color. So as you can see, it's a little more vibrant, kind of coppery there, and then it fades into like a really pretty taupe. And then I also did one where the base was ivory. So you can see the ivory popping through, and then just the shimmers of gold throughout with a little bit of that texture as well. So again, very, very simple, very inexpensive. I love these. This would be so fun to do in all different colors. And yeah, you need to do these. If you are looking to just have a fun project and maybe redo some ornaments, get the colors that you need and go to town. These are super fun. Recently, I was at my local thrift store and I found some really pretty Christmas bells, and this is what they look like now. So they are just a large gold bell, but whenever I purchased them, they were more of like the yellow gold rather than the antique gold. So if you have bells that you like in your home, but you don't necessarily like the color, they don't really go with the rest of your home decor, you can, again, use that rub and buff and smear it all over. So what I did was literally just wipe it on here. It was very, very easy to do, and it made a world of a difference. So as you guys can see here, the top portion has not been painted, but the bottom has, and it's a huge difference. It's crazy how just a little smear of this stuff goes such a long way, and it also just makes a huge difference. So I made these ornaments, and then I just simply tied the ribbon to the top. They were very easy. These are super pretty, and you can find bells a lot at Christmas time in thrift stores, so definitely check those out. Or even if you find some in store that you're not crazy about the color, but they're a good price point, you can do that and do the same technique. I do have one that I have from Hobby Lobby. They actually still have this in store. I've had this for several years now, but it is this kind of like faux leather, I don't even know what you call it, but anyway, it just hangs on an accent wall that I have. And the bells on here were too dark. They were like a really dark gold, and you couldn't really see them up against the wall that I have them on. And anyway, I wanted to kind of brighten them up. So again, I just did the rub and buff on there. Just really lightly did it, and it made a huge difference. And now they pop up against the dark wall that I have them on. And yeah, just a very easy technique. So again, if you have any bells or anything like that, anything gold that is Christmas decor related, or just anything in general, because I do have another thing I want to show you guys, just use the rub and buff. It goes a super long way. This is a very inexpensive project. I've actually used one tube, and I've done all of these things. Tons of ornaments, tons of everything, and I still have almost like half a tube. It's crazy how long it lasts. But anyways, again, another just really easy DIY project to give some home decor a facelift. Last but not least, this is a super simple DIY. There's really not much to it. I was at my thrift store probably like a month or so ago and stumbled across some brass picture frames. I love them. I think they're so pretty, just like the little accents of brass and gold throughout my home. And I wanted to put some winter landscape pictures inside. So this is what I ended up finding on Etsy. This is just one of them. I have a ton of them throughout my home, but this is just a little Christmas village. It just kind of has that vintage inspired look, and then again the frame is the gold color. I think this is super pretty. You can find frames like this very inexpensive. This particular one was only $1. But as far as the DIY goes, if you are really liking like those vintage prints or landscape art, anything like that, all you have to do is go to Etsy. You can download a PDF from one of the stores and you can get these printed. So I had, I believe, 5 of the 8x10s printed and like 2 or 3 4x6s, and it was only like $9. So it was very inexpensive, and all I did was pop these in the frame. So find thrifted frames that you like, get some art that you like off of Etsy. It's very inexpensive, and you have a whole new look for, you know, a frame and just a new really nice decor piece. But I will have the Etsy storefront link down below for these specific designs if you are wanting to print them off yourself. Again, they were very inexpensive, but I love them. They definitely give that like vintage vibe, and I love just the colors within there. It's crazy how like this actually does look like it's lit up, and it's clearly just a picture that's a print, but I just think it's super neat. So I also have this one as well that I printed off, and it's just little Christmas trees right there. This is just an old frame that I had laying around. I've had it for years, but I love that layered look. So if you take a bigger piece and the smaller piece and kind of layer them together on a table or something, I think that look is just really, really pretty, and just a really nice way to add that vintage feel to your home. But you can do this all season long. That's kind of what I'm going to be thinking about doing each season, is just getting different landscape arts from Etsy. Save so much money. You don't necessarily have to worry about like getting the exact same ones at other stores and all the things. And anyway, it's just a really fun way to kind of put your personal spin on it. Another DIY that I don't necessarily have with me right now, but it is something that I've done in the past, is I was looking for like some really cool stockings a few years ago, and I didn't want to like go out and buy anything that I just didn't love. So what I did, I went to the thrift store and I found several sweaters that I really liked, and just several like Christmassy printed shirts that I really liked. And I personally don't sew, but my mom had a friend who did. And so anyways, I gave her those shirts and she made stockings out of them for me. So that is something that I'm kind of wanting to do again. I have been having a hard time finding the exact color and like just pattern of stockings that I really like. I want that vintagey vibe, but I also want it to make sense in my home. And everything that I've found this year, I'm just not in love with. So that's another thing that could be super fun. You can definitely give your own personal spin on that. And that saves a lot of money as well. All you have to do is simply buy the shirts, and if you know how to sew, fantastic. That's half the battle right there. And if not, maybe you have like a friend or family member or something like that that can help you out in that department. But I think that's a really fun DIY and something that kind of the whole family can get involved in. You can just go and have everyone pick out their own sweater and shirt and whatnot that they want their stocking to be made out of, and there you go. Well, all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this fun Christmas DIY video. I hope this video gave you tons of Christmas inspiration. I am loving all of the Christmas content this year. I have filmed in my living room so far. I've done several thrifting videos that are involving Christmas decor and how I style those pieces in my home. I've also filmed in my living room and we've decorated the Christmas tree, all of the things. Next up on my list is my kitchen, and I will be doing a Christmas home tour this year in my home and probably in my mom's home as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new, I hope you consider subscribing because I would love to have you here in this space. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. That way you are notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.